everybody, and welcome into the summer edition of Corley Quarterly, sponsored by First Bank. Steve Layman, along with Belmont Athletics Director Scott Corley. And Scott, we are joined by this beautiful piece of hardware, the Commissioner's Cup from the OVC, the All Sports Championship from this year. You just learned about getting it a couple of weeks ago. And I know this was something that was pressing on your mind. You wanted to accomplish it. And here in the last year of the OVC, you get it done.
It's been a long time coming for sure, Steve, and it sure does look nice. It's something, to me it represents just overall excellence of your athletic department. And it's a team effort. It takes a village to win this award. And so that's what makes it even more satisfying is when, you know all the hard work that so many different coaches and staff and support people have put in to helping us achieve something like that. It's very satisfying and very rewarding, and it's a measure of where our athletic department is, and it's a sign that we're in really good shape.
A lot of things to talk about from a great season of athletics, obviously, but we look at the spring season specifically today, and I think you have to start with Dave Jarvis in the baseball program. A school record for wins, a conference regular season championship, so close there in the conference tournament as well, but a really special season by that team.
That's a great word for it. Special is right. And it was a great group of guys. They had a wonderful mix of returning players and young players, a lot of talent. And it all came together in this season, and I was very happy for Coach Jarvis. He is so steady and is a great leader of young men, and to see that come together in the season they had was awesome to see for sure. Certainly disappointing. They were 3 outs away from getting to the NCAA tournament, which is the ultimate goal. But, the way he handled it and his team have handled that defeat just is another sign of the type of leader that he is and the type of group of guys that he had. They were really close. There was such good chemistry, and those seasons don't come along very often, so you gotta look back and just be thankful for them.
Long winning streak right from the start of the season, incredible pitching. Guy Lipscomb with a once-in-a-decade type of season. A lot of things to be proud of on the diamond, and that extends to softball as well. Laura Matthews' team got all the way to the conference championship game as well. They did it a little differently than the baseball program, but another season that they can certainly hang their hats on.
Well, really proud of Laura and the team. And to do what they've done, that was historic. We've never been to that level in our softball program. And again, to your point, very, very close to getting the winning the tournament, to getting the NCAA tournament there. But you can just see the progress of that program. We've got a lot of good players coming back. We lose a couple good ones, but I'm highly confident in what Laura's got going there.
Feels like both of the teams on the diamond are positioned to have success as they move forward, even into the Missouri Valley Conference. In terms of on the links, Evan Davis is one of the kids that I remember from this year, just getting the chance to know him and how special of a person he is. But I also remember the first time I talked to him, we were kind of joking about his confidence along with the head coach and how he says that he feels like he's the best golfer in the world. I don't know if he's quite there yet, but second straight NCAA appearance, really headline a fine season on the links.
He's a great kid. First off, he's an embodiment of what we want a Belmont student athlete to be. He's just ultra competitive on the course, but off the course, just a strong Christian and just a great team leader. And in an individual sport like that, that's tricky. But Evan, he certainly will go down as one of the best to ever play for us, and just really happy for him and the way to end his career, getting back into the NCAA tournament.
As we kind of wrap up this spring season of sports and the great trophy that's sitting behind us, just your thoughts. A decade in the OVC, I remember when it started, people wondered, even just with the basketball program and all the success in the A-Sun, they were saying, heck, I was one of them saying it, could they move into the OVC and keep up the same level of success? And you did, not just in basketball, but in everything ultimately. What are just kind of your thoughts of a decade in the league?
It's been an amazing decade. We've enjoyed our time in the OVC 100%. A lot of great schools that we competed with. We're going to miss a lot of the personal relationships with the various institutions as you get to know them over an amount of time. Bette Bush and her staff at the conference office have been amazing. And I said it when I got this trophy. My fellow ADs and the fellow schools, they made Belmont better. And it's true. They made Belmont and Belmont Athletics better. And Bette Bush, in a very challenging 2 years, her and her staff focused on the most important thing during that time, and that was student-athlete experience. And it's a real credit to them. It's a credit to Beth and her professionalism and character that she didn't lose sight of that when there was a lot of change going on around her that could be real challenging. And so I've got nothing but utmost respect and appreciation for the Ohio Valley Conference. And they're going to be in good hands with Beth and their future. And I'll be pulling for all the schools in the OVC.
A decade in the OVC comes to a close. So too does 1 year with Dr. Jones as president of Belmont University. He's come in and man, is he everywhere? And it seems like he supports everything. What's it been like working with him over the past 12 months?
It's been great. It's been great. You're right. He seems to be everywhere. He's full of energy. He's full of great ideas. He's asking all the right questions, and he loves athletics, which any AD in any athletic department, you want the president to understand the value of athletics and support athletics, and he certainly gets that. So for me professionally, it's been so rewarding to just kind of get to work beside him and think about big decisions like the move to the Missouri Valley and what are we going to do to continue to get better. And in all my conversations, he is a we can if guy. We can do that if instead of I don't think we want to go down that path. So I couldn't be more excited. I look forward to continuing to work beside him for a long, long time.
I've heard people describe it, so I certainly won't take credit, but the athletics department is sort of like the front porch of a lot of universities in the country, and I think you can certainly say that's been the case here at Belmont, and maybe even more than that, or if you want to extend it out to the front yard, one of the great ambassadors here is the student athletes themselves, who I've, of course, been blessed to deal with throughout the course of this year. But talking with Dr. Jones a couple weeks ago, he said when he got the list for ultimately the president's choices or student athletes of the year, he said, can I pick all of them? How do I possibly narrow it down? The two he picked were great choices, obviously, but it really is true that he, yourself, all the coaches here have a really good canvas to work with the student athletes.
They're our best asset. They truly are. I mean, the way they represent the university throughout the entire year, it's truly amazing and something that I'm grateful for. They don't always have to do that, but they do. And we're surrounded by just athletes that kind of want the holistic development too. While they want to compete and they want to win championships, they also understand they're here to get a really good education and hopefully develop the life skills that are going to take them on when their playing days are over. And just an example of that is, while we won the Commissioner Cup for athletic excellence, our department team GPA this year is going to be over 3.5.
Wow.
I mean, that's just unheard of. And it's all the credit goes to the student athletes who are getting it done. And, secondarily, our coaches who recruit these, they know the type of student athletes that are going to thrive in our environment. And they do a really good job finding those types of people. And it makes Greg's job and my job a lot easier when we have those types of people that are out there telling the Belmont story.
Basketball, a little bit of transition on the coaching staffs, and two former players who had incredible careers, Sally McCabe on the women's side, Karan Johnson of the shot at municipal fame on the men's side, both now coming back to take on roles on the current staffs. And I think that's best case scenario, right? They have incredible careers and experiences as athletes. They go out, they have success in the world, and then they come back and be a part of the mission here to serve the next generation.
I love that, Steve. That's a great point. And it does speak to hopefully the job that we're doing when they're here as student athletes and the bonds that they're building towards their experience. But to get them to come back and I think they can instill a lot of what they learned and a lot of what Belmont meant to them into the current teams. So they're just wonderful fits. I was so excited when Bart and Casey mentioned who they wanted to move forward with. And for me, that was an easy one to say, man, that is a really smart decision and a really good decision. And I'm just grateful that Sally and Karan want to come back and give back and to see them also, for us to be a place for them to launch their professional career in coaching, which is something they feel very passionate about, is a wonderful feeling.
There's a lot of fans out there that are sitting around kind of bored throughout the summer because there's no Belmont sports to cheer on, but there are things that they can think about to help continue to support Belmont athletics as we get set to make this next step For those who are out there watching this that don't know a lot about the Brewing Club, how can they get involved? How can they best help you in your mission?
Well, the Brewing Club is our fundraising arm. If you're excited and you believe in what we're doing, we need you now more than ever, because the level of investment has to go up. While we're going to go into the Missouri Valley, and I feel we're going to be very competitive, every little bit helps and ensures that we're giving our student athletes the best experience they can be. Because look, let's be honest, travel costs are going up, officiating costs go up, just everything is ratcheted up a little bit, and the more donor support we can get, the more we can provide our student athletes. So far, the reaction that I've gotten from the move to the Missouri, very positive, and we've gotten, we're out talking to different level donors, and we've got a lot of positive momentum that we're going to share here probably in the next couple weeks about some success we've had on the fundraising side. And so I'm very excited about the reaction from the donor base and the fan base on the move. But please, we need everybody's help.
Well, the evidence of the success of the last decade is right behind it. It's been on the court and the field and the track and diamond all throughout the year. And I think it's evidence of the fan base and their support of this move, or a whole bunch of buses going over to Knoxville for the NCAA women's tournament back in March and their terrific run. And so it seems like Belmont and Belmont Athletics very much poised for a successful decade to come, even in a new league.
Well, that's the plan. And to your point, I just want to thank all our fans, all our supporters, all our sponsors. I mean, we've had record levels of sponsorship giving, record levels of season tickets. Certainly want to thank First Bank for supporting Corley quarterly. And hopefully our fans are enjoying us keeping them abreast of what's going on. But the future is bright, and we got a lot of momentum. And my job is to help continue to push this thing forward. And I feel really good about where we are.
Well, Scott, we look forward to next year. That's for sure. Keep working on that tan this summer, and we'll see you as we get set for Missouri Valley Conference Belmont Bruins Athletics next fall. This has been Corley Quarterly for the summer, sponsored by First Bank. I'm Steve Layman. Thanks for watching.